And a very good morning. It's Mark here. It is 8:40 Eastern Time. That's 12:40 GMT. US session underway. Let's just get to the US dollar index, our starting point. Yesterday was a unexpected but welcome change in terms of the market. Definitely took a breather yesterday. We saw that in all the instruments. This kind of maybe took a big breath following the hectic week we had last week, starting the week on a bit of a slower footing, and I don't really see that as meaning that the market is stabilizing. I kind of see it more as a nervousness awaiting the next big move, which will probably be tariff related, because that's certainly what's driving the markets at the moment. And let's see how we stand going into today's US session. US dollar index weakening to start the day. So Asian and European session have shown US dollar being sold off, support at 99.19 from an open of 99.83. Buyers unable to come and retest that 100 level. Little fight back for now from the 99.19, sitting at 99.42. So let's see if sellers can maintain the pressure that they started and the selling that started at the beginning of today's trading day and come and test this support level. Alternatively, whether buyers can fight back and get back to that 100 mark, which they've been unable to do so far this week. Let's have a look at S&P. Particularly quiet yesterday. There you can see yesterday's doji candle confirming the indecision. Neither buyers nor sellers able to make a move in either direction. Today, in pre-market trading, gap down to open that little bit lower. But again, we're seeing a doji candle, again showing indecision, no movement yet. The markets open up in just under an hour. We'll see Wall Street open up and then see if whether it's buyers or sellers take the lead and change what we saw from yesterday's very timid and nervous market behavior. Let's see if anything changes today. We've got resistance at this point sitting at 5,429. We have support at 5,344. If I zoom out that little bit on the daily, the bias certainly does look down. The trend is up. We can see that moving averages, EMAs are pointing upwards. Bias, however, the last few days for me are looking down. We've got lower highs as well. Let's have a look at gold. No mistaking what we see here. Wow, have a look at that. Gap up to start the day after yesterday's close at 3,230. Even gold took a little bit of a breather yesterday. Sellers weren't able to add to the previous day's double top. Sign of a reversal. Buyers put an end to that, strengthened that little bit yesterday, and then a gap up to start today, all the way at 3,250, and resistance today, 3,318. So that's a big move high already to start the day. We've seen that the gold's safe haven status comes into play at every level. It's already moved quite some way, as I say, in pre-US Open. We'll see if that resistance can be tested, how much higher it can go. See this in context, this move higher with the inverse relationship with the US dollar, which we see has already weakened as the US session gets underway. Let's have a look at Brent oil. Pretty much where it closed yesterday. Asian European session, we saw a sell-off. We saw support down here at $63, $62.95. We've got resistance, like I say, at yesterday's close area, that's at 64.88. If buyers can continue the move we've seen during the European session, the little fight back that we've seen, and come above the 65 level, maybe get closer to the 66, 67 level, alternatively where the buyers step in again and come back down to that support area. Buyers is down and moving averages pretty much sideways for now. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. Interesting day on Bitcoin. Yesterday, buyers broke above this descending trend line all the way up to 86,000, which we have seen for the past few days, almost the past week, buyers unable to maintain in the high 80,000 area and above 86,000. Sellers stepped in yesterday during the US session, actually in the afternoon portion of the US session, and brought price action back below the descending trend line to close at 83,000. And right now, to start the day, very tight range and sitting at that. Let me just zoom out a little bit, and you'll see the descending trend line from the beginning of the year, and that's where we're sitting now. The bias does look down to me. It actually looks pretty flat. The trend looks flat. Bias a little bit down. Buyers will be looking again to try and get up to the high 80,000 area, which they've been unable to do and unable to maintain at those levels. Sellers will be looking to bounce down off this descending trend line and come to the lower 80,000 area. Good trading. I'll see you at the end of the session.